under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. Nope. Now it's on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the town board meeting for the town of Windsor, July 6, 2016. Tonight we're going to open up with a public hearing for the creation of a street improvement district, Oak Hill Drive and Deer Hill Road. With us tonight is Pat Hines from Goy House Renetzel, and he will make a short, very short presentation.
Yes, good evening. Again, I'm Pat Hines. I'm a principal with the firm McGoey Hauser and Etzel, the town's consulting engineers. We were authorized beginning in 2010, this project started, but most recently again in 2016 when it came back to life to prepare a map plan and report for the creation of the street improvement district for the Oak Hill, Deer Hill Drive roadways. They're an existing private road, as I'm sure most of you know. The plan is to now reconstruct the roadway to town rural road pavement specifications. Currently, the roadway is 18 feet and even narrower in some spots. The plan is to bring it up to that town road spec of 20-foot minimum width with a 5-inch pavement section over top of the 12 inches of new subbase to be placed. The road is in a fairly bad shape, disrepair. It has been, since the 2010 reports when my office went out and looked at it till most recently, the road has deteriorated even more. There's evidence of failure of the subbase. The pavement has that alligator look throughout. Originally in the 2010 report, they were going to utilize some of that roadway and do some repairs and various other techniques to rejuvenate the road surfaces in some places, but now it's a complete reconstruction after the recent bad winters we've had and the failure of that pavement. There are 22 parcels benefiting in the roadway improvement district. The total cost right now for the project is $613,000. It's a reconstruction of 2,600 linear feet of roadway with the 2 cul-de-sacs on the end, about 500 foot of drainage pipe, some catch basins, and some guide rail to be installed. The project, because it's a town-sponsored project, has to be done with prevailing wage rates, paying union scale, so that adds to the cost of the project. In 2010, there were some town forces that were going to be utilized. The annual payment, based on a 20-year life of the roadway, is just under $50,000, $49,162, and a cost per benefit unit or single-family residence in this case is $2,234 or $235 plus or minus. That is the worst case. We prepared these estimates based on the prevailing wage rates. My office tracks construction costs as we bid municipal projects, so they're based on those previous projects bids. And so that's a worst case. When you're going to bond something, you want to do a worst case. You don't want to have to do it again. There's a chance those prices will come in lower than that, but for the purposes of the map plan report and the bonding, we have to go on the worst case, so we don't have to do these over. But that's an overview of the project.
Good. Thank you, Pat. That was pretty brief. Do we have any questions on this project? I see some people from the area. Do you have any questions? Sir.
Could you possibly go over those numbers again, the dollar amount?
Sure. The cost estimate, which is detailed to a great extent, itemized in the map plan report, it's $613,000. That includes the surveying, the land acquisition work, the legal to turn the private road over to the town, and all the construction, the soft costs for design. And then the breakdown is that the payment over 20 years per year payment, and that assumes a 5% interest rate. I think Jack Penny will tell us that we probably get a little better than 5% right now, but we're not sure what that rate is, so we plug that in to be conservative. It's $49,162 divided by the 22 parcels annually, comes out to $2,235 roughly.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, I live on the bottom of the hill. I'm not part of the road agreement, but I was wondering how that's going to affect my side of the property with the fence I have and the tree line. And are there any drawings or plans or anything like that?
You're on Bull Road?
I'm on Bull Road, but Oak Hill Drive borders my property on the side.
Yeah, there's no intent of going outside the existing private road easement. This is a pre-design, the design work hasn't been done, so we haven't done the surveying and topography and such, but that will all be done prior to putting the project out to bid. We're not going to be encroaching on the parcels that are outside of this. The roadway actually runs down the center of the parcels at the end there.
Yeah, I'm on a corner lot, so Oak Hill Drive is actually right alongside my property.
Yeah.
And I have a fence and tree line and all of that.
As long as that fence is on your property, this should not impact it.
Okay, very good.
You do realize that there's a second whole engineering process to this with the town highway superintendent and the engineer to come up with a finite cost now. Anyone else? Right.
New York State was going to provide a grant for a paver for New Windsor. Is that still in the works?
It's in the works. It's New York State. We call probably monthly at least, to see where that is. Anthony, you haven't heard anything more, have you? Sir?
Is it too early to ask about a timeline as to projected, when it might happen?
I don't know, we haven't really established a timeline. There's another step in the process that we have to go through. So I would say that, probably is too early. We were going to do it as expediently as possible. Honestly, you don't want to go through another winter, do you?
No, I don't feel like plowing another winter. I've done this half my life, I've had enough. Some people haven't paid me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend some time in Arizona, I think, this winter. I've had enough.
We're going to do it as expediently as possible for you. We want to get it done for you. It's only taken, how long, Miles?
33 years, it was back in '83 it was done. Yeah.
I know Miles and I have been working on it for a year or two. So we're going to do it as quickly as possible. Chair will entertain a motion, the town board of town of Windsor close the public hearing in the matter of the establishment of special improvement district, Oak Hill Drive and Deer Hill Road.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbaum.
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom.
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi. Yes. Councilwoman Malarkey. Yes. Supervisor Green.
Yes. Just hold on myself, that's something in my eye.
Do we have a?
What?
Do we have a motion?
We've got, yeah, what? Yeah. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Okay, besides my eyeball. Okay, Chair will entertain a motion, the town board of town of Windsor adopt the following resolution. Whereas pursuant to town law, section 200, the town board on its own motion seek to improve the private roads known as Oak Hill Drive and Deer Hill Road. And whereas whereas said town board duly adopted an order on June 1st, 2016, reciting in general terms the filing of said order, the improvement proposed, the maximum amount proposed to be expended for said improvement, and the area benefited, which orders further scheduled a public hearing to consider the matter, and whereas certified copies of said order were duly published and posted according to law, and the town board did on July 6, 2016, at the time and place specified in said order, duly met and considered the improvement and heard all persons interested in the subject thereof, who appeared at such time and place, and whereas from the evidence offered at such time and place, the town board has determined it is in the public interest to make the proposed improvement, the cost of which will be borne by the benefited area, and whereas the improvement of the existing Oak Hill Drive and Deer Hill Road is considered a Type 2 action under the provisions of New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Windsor hereby authorizes and approve the improvements, and be it further resolved that the maximum amount to be expended for said improvements shall be $613,000 to be assessed on the benefit area in accordance with law. And therefore be it resolved that the improvement of the existing Oak Hill Drive and Deer Hill Road is considered a Type 2 action under the provisions of the New York State Quality Review Act, and therefore the town board is, as sole involved agency, determined no further action is necessary, and be it further resolved that the superintendent of highways and the engineer for the town are hereby authorized and directed to prepare a definite plan specification to make careful estimate of the expenses, and with the assistance of the town attorney, prepared to submit to the town board a proposed contract or contracts for the execution of the work for said improvements, and be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Windsor shall examine such definite plans, specifications, estimates, and the proposed contract, and may reject the same or make such modifications and changes therein as shall be deemed necessary and desirable. Roll call.
Move. Second. Councilman Riggenbaugh?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilman Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
I was in a hurry to get that over with.
You didn't say anything.
Yes. At last.
Yeah.
That's it?
Hmm? That's it.
We have some flag.
At last. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town Windsor approve the minutes of the town board meeting held on June 1st, 2016, as per copies posted on the town clerk's bulletin board in the town hall and same distributed to each of the town board members.
Move. Second.
Pat, thank
Councilman
you.
Riggenbaugh?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Entertain a motion, town board of town Windsor award the bid for the construction of the manganese removal system to the Add Edge Water Technologies LLC in the amount of $1,341,459 as the lowest responsible bidder in accordance with the General Municipal Law, Section 103, as recommended by McGaughy, Hauser, and Etzel, Consulting Engineers, DPC, in the attached correspondence.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbaugh?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town Windsor authorize the renewal of solicitor's grant submitted by Beverly Nichols, Mintoll, 23 Coach House Court in Windsor, New York, to sell hot dogs, beverages, and snacks in the town of Windsor at New York State Route 207 right away near Executive Drive and the intersection of Route 207 and 300. Permit shall be obtained from the town clerk's office. Permit fees shall be waived.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbaugh?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town Windsor authorize supervisor to execute the attached real estate brokerage commission agreement between the town of Windsor and CBRE Inc. for the marketing and sales of town-owned land identified in the town of New Windsor tax map of section 3, block 1, lot 55.2.
I think that should be 2-2, George.
0.22.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, well, it should be 0.2.
okay.
Second.
Councilman Riggenbaugh?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Larkin?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Hearing no objections, town board of town of Windsor receive and file certificate of clerk as no referendum in the matter of sale of 3 acres of town-owned property to the Orange County Industrial Development Agency identified as town of New Windsor tax map as portions of section 41, block 1, lot 16. Hearing no objections, town board of town of Windsor receive and file notice of claim in the matter of Christopher McGann versus the town of Windsor. Hearing no objections, town board of town of Windsor receive and file correspondence of irrevocable order of dedication to the town of Windsor dated April 21st, 2015, and recorded in Orange County Clerk's office on the 8th day of February 2016 in Libra 14006 at page 584. Said irrevocable offer of dedication corrected in the section block and lot to section 64, block 7, lot 1.22. There are no objections, town board of town of Windsor receive and file with town clerk's statement of the annual financial and operating information of the town of Windsor for the fiscal year ending December 31st. Following reports were received, recorded and filed with the town clerk. Town clerk's for the month of June 2016, recreation month of June 2016, tax receiver, water, sewer, garbage month of June 2016, justice Calvin month of June 2016, justice Thorpe June 2016, police department June 2016, building department April 2016, and fire department, fire prevention department May of 2016. Board,
Nothing.
public forum. Bill, you were first. Barney, you were second.
Item number 2, I drove by the Butter Hill Estate, the location where it is on Forest Hill Road.
Yep.
I'm curious, how are they gonna get down to build the pumping station down there? That is unbelievable.
A little steep, huh?
It is very steep.
Yep.
And is there actually a pumping station gonna be built? And how are you gonna build or pump it up to connect it to the rest of the system?
It's gonna go, we have an easement directly from there. We have an easement already that goes right from there, at Forest Hill Road, directly up to Route 94. And obviously, we're gonna reconstruct the road down there. That's part of the construction.
I'd like to see the plan, really.
Pardon?
I'd like to see the plan if possible.
Well,
More
there's,
curiosity in there.
that plan is still in the works.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be a while. It'll be a while.
All right, thank you.
But, as we go along and once we get the taking permits and everything in order, maybe what we'll do is, we'll make it a part of a presentation.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, we'll make it a part of, because it's real, I've worked on this for years, and how excited I am over this thing. So, I think what we'll do is we'll make a presentation on it.
That would be good.
Once the plans, it won't be, I'll tell you the truth, it won't be probably until the late winter of next year. But once we get it all together and we get all the takings and all that, and there's a lot involved. And, again, I'm very, I've worked on this almost my entire career.
My contention is that between now and October 17 is where this New York City is supposed to be studying shutting down. I hope we can get the thing on the line.
We'd like to get it online by that time. We've had some serious discussions with New York City over that. And obviously that's the objective, to get it online by late 2017.
I hope so.
And that's why everybody's pulled out all the stops, and we worked. I have to say this: the health department, the DEC, the DEP, New York City DEP, everybody's worked very hard on this and worked together on it. This has been a really Spartan task, and everybody's put in Spartan effort. So, Mike, what do you think?
There are a lot of moving parts, Jordan.
A lot of moving parts. But again, I'm very excited about it. Barney?
Being that you're talking about water, I wanted to congratulate our supervisor on his decision to supply water to the aquatic center in the city of Newburgh. I think it was the right thing to do. Enabling thing to do, and God knows they could use all the help they can get.
Yes, and you know what, it wasn't just me, I had the idea, I went to the board, and they heartily endorsed it. And we must remember that if it wasn't for the Quusaic Fire Department, Chief Padilla, and their members, that it wouldn't have been accomplished. And they did a great job of getting that water into the pool. And,
Close to a mile.
Pardon?
Close to a mile from the hook.
It was 3,400 feet.
I thought it was.
That's a lot of hose to lay out. A lot of 5-inch hose they laid out. And they did a great effort. And it was, it was real teamwork. And, how could anybody let those poor kids go through the summer without a swimming pool? It's just, it was incomprehensible to me. And to the board, and I want to thank everybody for their help. But thank you. Anyone else? Motion to close the public hearing.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbach?
Yes.
Councilman Marshall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilwoman Valenti? Yes.
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Second. Councilor Riggenbach?
Yes.
Councilor Armstrong?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti? Councilor Markey? Yes. Supervisor Green?
Yes. Be careful out there watching the concert, it's hot.